moments where I try to get into that. I would feel like my face in that I've been a professional dancer for 10 years now. I'm in my 11th year. I guess we're all different, but I would say that I am a creature of habit and, you know, a creature of ritual. But with that said though, it's not so concrete that it doesn't adapt, and it absolutely has adapted and changed over the years. I try to get up at the same time, but I'm like a notorious snoozer. You know, which I then, once I finally get up out of bed, and if I have snoozed, I'm very disappointed in myself. And then I make coffee at home, play music, cook breakfast. That's kind of the morning. I wake up thinking about it and go to bed thinking about it. And the structure that I put into my day during the process of rehearsing and performing Nijinsky, it can become quite rigid. And I think that's a way for me, without realizing it, to handle the physical and mental pressures of that. That spot that I stand at the bar, you know, I've stood in that spot now for a few years, and I kind of commandeered that spot when Adam Bull retired. But for me, yeah, prime real estate is back corner because it just allows me to focus a little bit sharper. I've never really considered myself a super technical dancer. I think my skills lay in interpreting roles, and that's what I really enjoy. So that's the element of the rehearsals that I really love, and that's when it feels like a lab, and especially like when you come back to things like Nijinsky or Carmen, you know, having a bit of distance allows you to see things a lot clearer and in a different light. And that keeps things fresh and exciting, and performing is just like something different altogether. You wake up and you know it's like, you know, if it's a Tuesday night or a Thursday night, whatever, and you got the show that night, like you wake up and it's like, you know, as soon as I've opened my eyes, like I've got the show, and then it's on your mind, and I would try to park it as much as possible to stay sort of free and loose. Yeah, I think I try to stay just in me, in myself, for as long as possible. And the moment for me too, like, you can start to creep in, especially as you're starting to prepare for the show, you know, putting the costume on. As I started doing the shows, I found I wanted to meditate at least for about 10 or 15 minutes before I would go up to do bar. You know, because those few hours before a show can be excruciating. When you're thinking about the performance, certain thoughts start to creep in about what could go wrong, all the things that you know you really shouldn't be worrying about, but they're hard to avoid sometimes. It was just a great vehicle to hone in and get the focus really sharp. Sometimes without realizing, I start, like, you know, I can tap into like, oh, like, how nervous do I feel? Or how calm do I feel? But then I don't listen to that too much. I kind of just, you know, like I would do in meditation, for example, is you acknowledge a thought, but you let it pass. Because it's honest, like, it's not going to help me too much to think how nervous or how calm or how good my right leg feels or how shitty my left leg feels. So I let them pass, but they definitely come into my mind. I'm making myself go into this sort of trance state, but in reality, like, my mind is like firing. I stare at the back of the set. I allow my vision to kind of fog over. I try to get into that trance haze in that last little bit before I walk up the stairs. And so that's really the moment where I feel like, oh, we're entering, you know, like we're becoming someone else. And then it's on.